It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Salt Lake City as the Jazz go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, a lot of teams would be happy to be sitting fourth in the Western Conference at this stage of the season, but for this team, it could be considered a regression. And here we go, in a league of teams that love to work the perimeter. Tonight we feature two teams that get it done in the post. This is a game, Shaq, and I know you love to watch.
Yeah, you got to try to physically dominate your opponent. You got to push him out the way. Oof. You got to elbow. You got to move him out the way.
There's only so much one man can take.
That's right, Ernie. But also, your team can also hit some threes that create room to operate.
Yeah.
Hey, but Shaq, you got to be highly skilled. You can't just win with power. Now, the best post players have great hands and coordination. You cannot win with just power.
I got it.
What are you counting?
He's counting rings.
He just didn't win with power.
He's counting rings.
Okay.
How many did you come up with?
4.
Yeah, me too. That'll do it. Both teams ready for tip-off. We send it out to Kevin Harlan and the crew.
We're at Vivint Smart Home Arena, the home of the Jazz, as 2K Sports brings you today's action. Live from Salt Lake City, Utah. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. And that's certainly what we have in store for us today. Joined courtside with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Look at Oklahoma City. Looking at the first half of the season, it's been one they've been very proud of. They have a lot of confidence so far.
And all of their recent games have been high energy, high quality efforts. And they've been playing with a lot of emotion, but using it in the right way and still playing very much under control.
Doris, two terrific defenses going at it tonight. Most people expect a low-scoring contest. How do you go about getting points in a game like this?
Well, against high-caliber defenses, one thing you have to do is be patient, work your offense into the second and third options, but most importantly, Kev, you've got to take care of that rock.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's Adams in at the 5.
Jay Crowder's such an efficient scorer, right, guys? I mean, this is one of the league's best finishers, especially for a guy 6'6".
Two shots.
The first free throw is good. And Doris, the three-pointer, a big part of Crowder's offensive game.
Well, no doubt. He's gotten better and better from out there. When you're shooting around 40% from deep range, that's getting it done.
And both free throws good from Crowder.
I just have so much respect for how Jay Crowder plays the game. This guy works so hard for every single minute he's out there, and you love seeing that.
Now, here's Patterson. And Adams kicks to George. And the rejection by Favors. Crowder with it. George picks him up. And Adams sends it back. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
I tell you, Westbrook always looking to pull up if the defense backs off.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Quinn Snyder and I got a chance to talk for a bit. On defense, he said, quote, "We're going to have to neutralize their high flyers. We can't play above the rim against these guys. Whatever it takes, we need to shut down the lane." We'll see if they are able to do that during the game, Kevin.
Thank you, David. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Well, you just wonder if maybe he should take it inside when they're playing so far off him.
And George with the stuff.
Well, you love how Paul George finishes on the drive. That is a powerful dunker right there.
Westbrook against Rubio. Gobert with a screen on Westbrook. Rubio dishes to Mitchell. And the miss, not the best shot selection there.
Man, they had high hopes for a fast start. They get out of the gates 0 for 4.
The feed to Robertson. Here's Patterson, and the rejection by Favors.
Derek Favors using that long frame to send that back twice on the pipes, Kevin.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Now here's Patterson. A 14-point game for him in the win against Atlanta.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge. Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
And he can't get the first one. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a 2-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, without great floor spacing, the Jazz have to work harder than most teams to find quality shots. They're very patient and methodical running their offense.
Now here's Crowder. 17 points for him last game against San Antonio. Rubio with a wide open look. Rubio can't get that one to fall. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Screen by Adams. Back to Robertson. Feeds to George. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3. And the Jazz run a half-court offense. A lot of cuts and screens to create their shots.
Well, they are right near the top in what we call screen assist. Shots created off a screen. Ironically, not a ton of regular assists, despite all the passing required in their offense.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Rubio against Westbrook. Rubio the pass to Crowder. Gobert with a screen on Westbrook. Crowder kicks to Favors. Shoots over Patterson. And the shot falls short this time.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
The shot by George, no good.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
Boy, that's high-impact defense in the lane, standing tall to deny the easy bucket.
Kicks it to George. Out left to the wing. Robertson. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
The Thunder leading by 7. It's Westbrook with the draw.
Oh,
goodness.
Where did that come from?
Holy goodness.
That was beautiful. That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. So it's Utah now, following the score by Oklahoma City. Out to Favors. Here's Rubio. It's good from long range. Rubio's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. The Thunder have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Dishes to Patterson. Back to Robertson. Rebound, Utah. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Right, there has to be some sort of consistent effort to generate quality shots. It seemed to me they thought they were going to come easily.
George, no good.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Here's Mitchell. Last game we saw him score 13. Favors with the screen. 6 to shoot. Off the pick. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
I'll tell you, solid concentration from the big man. Derek Favors fights through the contact thanks to all of that strength in his upper body. Well, Derek Favors has always gotten a lot of credit for his defensive abilities, but to me, his offense has come such a long way since he came out of Georgia Tech.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
And that one falls for Favors. And Favors a good post threat. Doris, he can hit that hook shot with either hand.
And the footwork serves him well in the pick and roll. Even when the help is there, this guy can maneuver and create his own shot around the rim.
Now here's Westbrook. A 35-point game for him in the win against Atlanta.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more.
Now here's Rubio. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
George dishes to Robertson. 3-pointer. Patterson, the screen. Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Patterson with it. Now defended by Gobert.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
The dish to Rubio. The pass to Favors. Westbrook pulls it in. The Thunder leading by 5. Here's George.
Oh, Kevin, that is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Utah's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Well, Doris, you've said this many times. Few players as competitive as Russell Westbrook in the league. He goes full speed from start to finish, and you get the feeling he would play the entire game if his coach let him.
What I love most about Russell Westbrook is how much this guy just loves to compete. And it's that mentality that allows him to take over games, even if things aren't falling his way. It's hard to think of a guy who wants to win more in the league.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. And here's Exum. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. They set the screen. It's good. Ingles has got his first points of the night.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Abrinas kicks to Collison. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Grant the pass to Collison. It's rebounded by Udo.
Boy, great job protecting the rim and turning an easy layup into a missed opportunity.
Abrinas kicks to Collison. Over Udo. Burks pulls it in. Jazz trail by 5. And now the fast break. Exum with the ball. Finished off the break.
Well, Dante Exum quickly out into transition in the open floor. You cannot lose this guy.
Here's Abrinas. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Collison kicks to Felton. Pass to Abrinas. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it if you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between 2 people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
The one thing we saw with the Thunder last postseason, Doris, is that when Russell Westbrook comes off the floor, this team sometimes lost its direction.
Yeah, but now with Paul George in the fold, it makes sense to stagger their minutes. That way they won't have such a dramatic drop-off if Russell Westbrook leaves the floor.
Both free throws good from Felton.
Listen, Ray Felton is a very dependable point guard, fantastic floor general who just takes good shots and makes outstanding reads.
Now here's Exum, taken away by Felton. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, Jeremy Grant is becoming adept at how to finish the alley-oop. Devastates the defense with a terrific look.
Jazz trail by 7. Now Exum. Pass to Ingles. Burks kicks to Udo. Udo. Thunder with the rebound. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
No dice from the high post.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
Now, here's Ingles. 11 points for him in that last game against San Antonio. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Felton with the ball. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Grant dishes to Felton. Back to Grant. Shot clock at 5. A second chance effort, and Collison lays it in. And the Thunder lead by 7.
I'll tell you, good things always come when you've got players who work hard for second chance opportunities.
Exum passes to Udo. He kicks to Burks. Floats one up. That shot off the mark, and it's Oklahoma City the other way. Passes it to Grant. Rebounded by Urebko. Utah's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Over to the left wing. Exum with a wide open look. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Exum's got his second bucket of the night.
Really good anticipation by Dante Exum. He feels the defense laying off, and he sticks it.
Here's Grant. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
A shot by Burks. Nobody around. New 24 for Utah. Doubled by Felton. The feed to Burks. He dishes it to Udo. Back to Burks. Kicks to Urebko. Now here's Exum. He's guarded closely. And misses it off the right side of the rim. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Abrinas' shot is off. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Exum kicks to Udo. The Jazz working the ball around now. Feeds it to Ingles. There's the screen. Goes up off the pick. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Amazing tenacity attacking the basket, and I'm sure he won't miss that next time.
Burks with the steal. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Thunder out in front. They're up by 7. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And Derek Favors known for his work ethic, and he talked about his focus on developing his skills.
I just want to get better. I just want to keep improving as a player throughout the year, just get better, keep making strides, and keep getting better in every aspect of my game.
Well, the desire is there, and sounds like the commitment that he's showing is too. How far, Greg, you think he can go?
Well, you talk about desire and commitment, and then you throw in the fact that he has the talent that can be built upon and improved. One big factor will be injuries. That's the big X factor that determines so many more careers than desire. Talent and commitment, you need to stay on the court.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
I'll tell you, when you take care of the backboards, good things seem to happen.
Well, I think it's been a priority to hit the glass, no doubt, and using their length and athleticism to perfection on the boards.
Exum and Burks, they're backward. Joe Ingles is out there with Yarebko, and it's Udoh in at the center position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Abrines' shot is off. Jazz trail by 4. Exum with it. Now Felton defender. And there's the call on Felton. That's his first foul. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Here's Burks, deflected by Collison.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
Here's Brewer. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
First free throw is good. And this Jazz organization operating in a small market, but over the years, so competitive.
Yeah, and a lot of times teams want to take shortcuts to contention. The Jazz know they're not going to win the free agent bidding wars. That creates a kind of discipline that they're looking to build from within.
Brewer hits them both. Jazz trail by 6. Exum kicks to Udoh. There's a good screen. Yarebko dishes to Ingles. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
I'll tell you, the feed puts him in prime position to convert. The assist was where it needed to be.
Outside, Felton. He feeds it to Brewer. It's deflected. Uncovered. Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Burks.
Burks takes no time getting that shot up, ready on the catch.
Felton the pass to Abrines. They get it back. Collison kicks to Grant over Yarebko, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Thunder shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. No good on that one. Doris, with defensive rules now allowing teams to play a sort of soft zone, does that make it easier to hide bad defensive players on your team?
Well, it certainly gives you one avenue. I don't think you can play zone in the NBA for any extended periods because the coaching is too good and the skill level of the players would destroy a zone if you gave a steady diet of it. I do believe, however, that hiding a defensive weakness comes down to personnel. How many can you hide on one particular floor? Somebody's going to get exposed somewhere if there's too many.
No doubt. Now, here's Grant. After the miss from Jay Crowder, they get the rebound. That one goes. Count it. Adams has got 6 points.
Listen, we know Steven Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. You've got to have great awareness about him on the glass.
Nice ball movement by Utah. It's blocked. Outside Westbrook. Dishes it to Robertson. Adams outside. Here's Grant. That three off the mark. Jazz trail by 4. And Rubio kicks to Favors. Grant against Crowder. Off the screen, and the jumper is on the mark.
Well, Jay Crowder has developed into a very reliable mid-range shooter. You don't want to let him get comfortable.
Adams with the screen on Rubio. Westbrook dishes to Adams. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight.
I'll tell you, he takes the window of opportunity and delivers a nice pass into the post.
Rubio the pass to Gobert. It's Crowder on the wing. The pass to Mitchell. Shoots a 3. The rebound by Grant. Oklahoma City leading by 4. The dish to Patterson. Out to the wing. Lets the 3 fly. And it's Westbrook missing. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Stolen by Westbrook. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
You cannot give Russell Westbrook a lane to the basket. This guy will slam it in your face quicker than you can say boo.
Utah's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Pass to Favors. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I'll tell you, with that being his second foul, now you've got to be more careful. You can't give the officials any excuse to whistle him for number 3 before the end of this half.
George is checked in for Oklahoma City. Crowder against George. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. Rubio outside. Just 5 on the clock. That's a 2 from Crowder. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Boy, he's definitely covered well there. And we know he can knock down the fadeaway shot. Just didn't fall there.
Robertson dishes to George. And Adams kicks to Patterson. Offensive rebound. Out to the wing. Beyond the arc. Another miss. His 6th of the night after 6 shot attempts. Here's Mitchell. Another miss by Utah.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Here's Robertson. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
It's amazing the success they've had with him shooting this way. 0 for the night.
Oklahoma City leading by 4. Now here's Westbrook. He has 6 to the inside. Adams. And Adams with the slam.
I'll tell you, Steven Adams could be a force in the pick and roll. There are not many defenders who want to get in his way when he's the roll man.
For Utah, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And Rubio kicks to Favors. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Patterson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's Westbrook missing. Jazz shooting just 28%. They're offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. Crowder sets a screen for Rubio. Gobert the screen. Here's Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
And you love that Favors bounces off defenders effortlessly. Fantastic at finishing despite the defense being right in his grill.
And finished off by Westbrook.
And folks, he does more than just put 2 points
onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
And the way he went about it, no better way to increase the lead and energizes your teammates.
Here's Crowder, the Thunder making the shot. And Adams sends it back.
And the defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him to be a rim protector now.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Paul George, the 10th overall pick in 2010 out of Fresno State. I'm not sure anyone realized, Doris, he'd be this good when he first got into the league.
No, you make a great point, Kev, because the physical tools were there, but his work ethic to keep adding layers to his game has been truly a thing to watch. This guy's got a chance to win league MVP before it's all said and done.
And the first one at the line is good.
It's so fascinating to look back on Thunder history because 3 current players who are dominating the league were together on the Oklahoma City Thunder: Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. In retrospect, the talent level on that team was unreal.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And going back to the Thunder teams with the big 3 of Harden, Durant, and Westbrook, endures some bad luck with the Thunder during those seasons.
Well, first and foremost, they ran into a great Miami team in the NBA Finals. Then after Harden left, injuries to both Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook hampered their opportunities. Still, you think back, and if you're an Oklahoma City fan, you can marvel at the collection of talent you once had.
Oklahoma City leading by 8. Outside Westbrook. Pass to Patterson. He kicks it to Robertson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Adams dishes to Robertson. Passes it to Westbrook. To the wing right side. From 15 feet away. Favors with the rebound. Favors got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
The kick out to Crowder. Outside Favors. Mitchell passes to Gobert. Gobert, the screen. Here's Crowder. The second chance effort. Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Gobert.
Yeah, I think Gobert is excellent eating the caroms. This guy has a real nose for the basketball.
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Now, here's Rubio. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. And he makes that one. Mitchell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
How good is that pass? Certainly makes the offensive opportunity easy.
Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. And George kicks to Patterson. Over Favors, and it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. And the Jazz pushing it up now. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Yeah, terrific job triggering the break. Rubio's such an excellent defender. Quick hands, leads to an easy one.
Here's Westbrook. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead. You know, you see Russell Westbrook now, and you just assume he's going to put up a triple-double. I don't think we thought we'd ever see somebody average that for an entire season. But what an incredible accomplishment last year, and turned the NBA upside down with that feat.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Brewer comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Alex Abrinas subbed in for Andre Robertson. The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And Westbrook with an incredible year in the triple-double average. He also broke Oscar Robertson's record for most triple-doubles in a single season. Doris, wonderful ceremony with the 2 of them on the last day of last season.
What's incredible to me is Westbrook is already 4th on the all-time triple-double list. Think about it. He's in his prime, and he could pass names like the Big O, Magic Johnson, and Jason Kidd. This is truly extraordinary. You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
Abrinas kicks to Brewer. That shot off, and Utah the other way now. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
And they had to be sensational defensively on that night to compensate for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm offensively.
You could see them trying to find some sort of rhythm on the offensive end, but the more they forced it, the less effective it was.
The Thunder leading by 5. Here's George, and he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Yeah, Kevin, there are nights where it's impossible to stop Paul George. He is such a strong guy who knows how to convert through these plays.
And for a Jazz team that had patiently built itself into one of the top teams in the league, how tough is it, Doris, to lose a player like Gordon Hayward?
Well, it's brutal. He was their best player, an all-star, a huge blow. Because you think about Utah fans who have harbored concerns historically about the team's ability to retain star talent. This will feed those doubts, Kev.
.144 left in the second quarter. And here's Exum. Here's the screen. Burks on the wing. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And just who is providing all the playmaking here tonight? Let's look at the breakdown between the front and back court for Oklahoma City.
This backcourt is really shouldering the load in terms of the ball movement and great assists. When you look at the overall contributions compared to the bigs, nice work on distributing the ball.
It's taken away by Collison. From deep three-point range, the long-distance three is buried.
Well, that's just great work from Paul George to spot the open man. And at his size, he can see right over the defense.
Here's Jerebko, defended by George. Exum kicks to Jerebko. From beyond the arc, Exum's shot is off.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And the call will be against Nick Collison. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive three balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Jazz trail by 14. Here's Exum. There's the pick. Burks in the corner. Shot clock at 6. And Jerebko has it in the corner. Another miss by Utah. The Thunder leading by 14. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
Really just sheer dominance, going into enemy territory and flat out taking over this one.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Jazz have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. And so he hits the technical free throw.
You know, the Australian Dante Exum, to me, Kev, has an enviable skill set. He's 6'6", and he has the potential to be special at the point guard.
Jerebko kicks to Burks. They set the pick. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And so it's Oklahoma City riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor, so they're running out in transition.
Got to beat him to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 16 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Right up front, we saw the elite two-way game of Paul George. Locking down guys defensively, lesser athletes have almost no chance to score on him. And then he was in total command on the offensive end, made plays for others, and shot lights out for himself.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. They're serious about cutting into this deficit. It's gut check time. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Gut check time, Ernie.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, the first half, what a thing of beauty. He was just living in the lane.
How special is it, Greg, to watch a guy who's able to get into the paint with speed and consistency? They cannot let him get inside like that.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Jazz trail by 15. So the Thunder 5 right now. Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the 3. Oklahoma City shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Here's Patterson. Utah with the rebound.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. Count it. Favors got the first points to start out the third quarter for Utah. Oklahoma City leading by 13. Now the feed to Westbrook. Gobert with the block.
An intimidating force who continues to wipe away shots with ease. Go to work, Rudy Gobert. And guys, this has got to be more of a team effort. Right now, he's playing all for himself.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Feeds it to Favors. Shoots over Patterson. That one a little long.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Look at that. Yeah, Kevin, they're simply going to play through Paul George until the defense shows that he can be stopped. And right now, he's virtually impossible.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
You think about what Coach Billy Donovan has had to deal with in terms of his roster makeup in his tenure in Oklahoma City. You begin with Kevin Durant and Serge Ibaka. Then you lose both those guys after your first year. And now you add Paul George. Through it all, Billy has been able to keep this team competitive.
One shot.
That one misses for Favors. And for Donovan, he came into a situation where success was expected. Not easy for a college transition coach. But at this point, he has overachieved.
Well, you certainly think that Billy Donovan deserves a ton of credit for the Thunder's success last season. Without Kevin Durant, the team easily could have fallen out of the playoff picture. But this guy helps the team move to a different style on offense and continue to keep the team competitive.
Now, here's Patterson. Rudy Gobert missing his last shot. Buries it from 3-point range. 16 points for Russell Westbrook.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Mitchell. He has 6. Shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. George has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
They get it back. Another shot. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Ricky Rubio picks one up.
You love the skill set that Russell Westbrook has worked so hard to develop, guys. He can go with the drive, the jumper, and as an elite defender, boy, when he's locked in, it's trouble for the offense.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Doris, we have so many bigs that are playmakers, even though their position doesn't say they really should fall in that category. But we do have a lot of guys that can pass, that have size and operate down low. Who, in your opinion, tend to be some of those names under the radar?
Well, I go to Marc Gasol, who is an all-star center in the NBA. But what his value is, he's increasingly become comfortable with a guy who they want to take 15 to 20 shots a game. But the beauty of Marc Gasol is the unselfish nature of his game. You can stick Marc at the elbow, enter the ball through him, and you know something good is going to happen. He's going to make the right pass. He's going to lead to the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the score, or he can get his own offense. I think for me, maybe the under-radar guy in terms of playmaking have to be Marc Gasol.
And the Jazz call time here. And the Jazz have been one of the more old-school franchises. Pounded inside, grind out victories. They're still a tough defensive team, but Doris, Coach Quinn Snyder is receptive to a wide-open style of play.
Right. Quinn wants them to play with pace, look for easy opportunities. He also likes power forwards who can stretch the floor. He understands that's the way the league is going, and he's on board with it.
Now, here's Rubio. There's a good screen. He dishes it to Crowder. Favors with the screen. Shot off the pick. But they get it back. Tries again. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Rubio's got his second basket of the night. Here's George. He's got 18. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Here's Patterson. Offensive rebound, Adams. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Yeah, affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint. Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
So here's Westbrook. One of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. Adams outside. Westbrook with a screen for Adams. George passes to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Adams is used to scoring through contact. Make no mistake, he'll show you some strength every now and again.
Here's Rubio. He has 5. Kicks to Gobert. He feeds it to Favors. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And when you look at Derek Favors, do you think, Doris, he's maximized his potential, or is there still room to grow?
No, I definitely think he's got a higher ceiling. Favors is a guy who came into the league after just 1 year at Georgia Tech. So let's remember, he's still mid-20s right now. And the way this guy works, he's going to get better and better.
And he makes the first.
I got to tell you, Kev, I love watching Derek Favors play the game. I think this guy's reliable, and he still has a ton of upside.
And so Favors nails both of them. The Thunder leading by 15. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Patterson dishes to Robertson. The pass to George. Drills the three-pointer. George has got 21 in the game.
Boy, you cannot let Paul George get going from there. As a solid and outside scorer, measuring that shot well.
Favors with the screen. Here's Mitchell. 6 points for him. Here's Gobert, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line.
And you look back early in his career, Rudy Gobert, he kind of clogged things up just as much at the offensive end as he did defensively. And I tell you what, though, he's made significant strides, becoming much less of a liability on offense.
The free throw drops for Gobert.
Well, Rudy Gobert is figuring out how to play to his strengths, right? He's out there to board it, to reject shots. A terrific five-man in the NBA.
And Gobert drops them both. The Thunder leading by 16. Patterson passes to Westbrook. Back to Patterson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. They get Derek Favors. And Gobert last season with career highs in field goal percentage and free throw percentage.
And he averaged double figures for the first time in his career. If you ask me, he'll be a walking double-double in this league for a long time.
He misses the free throw.
Boy, guys, how about the offseason the Oklahoma City Thunder had? The acquisition of Paul George, one of the elite two-way players in the game, now playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Look out, everybody.
And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both.
You know, Kev, I remember when Patrick Patterson was coming out of high school. Major recruiting battle. Every school seemed to want this guy. Duke, Florida, you name it. But the Kentucky Wildcats win again.
Here's Mitchell. 6 points for him. And that one comes up a bit short.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Westbrook against Rubio. Westbrook kicks to Patterson. So the whistle blows on the shot and two free throws for the contact right there. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
That free throw good from Patterson. And an impressive transition for Patrick Patterson, developing Doris into a stretch four in the NBA.
Well, think about it, Kev. This is a guy who only made 24 threes in 3 years at Kentucky. Now in the NBA, he averages over 100 a season.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Jerebko's checked in for Favors. Alec Burks comes in for Mitchell, and it's Dante Exum in for Ricky Rubio. Utah calls timeout. Doris, the league would prefer that players stay in college a minimum of 2 years before entering the draft. Others have countered with straight out of high school in that approach. Which way do you lean?
I would say I would lean to allow these young men, if they're prepared and have the talent and ability to go straight from high school to the league, they should have that opportunity. We don't put restrictions on any other field of endeavor. If you're a great musician, you can go to New York City and make a living in an orchestra on Broadway. To me,
If you're capable, you should be allowed the opportunity. This is America. We are a land of opportunity.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Corey Brewer's subbed in for Paul George. Now here's Felton following the shot by Alec Burks. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Utah.
Foul. 2.
Well, the Thunder are not one of the best shooting teams from outside. We know that. They know their strength of their offense, Doris, lies in their ability to attack the rim and get shots in the paint.
Right, because you have to consider the Thunder last year were last in the NBA in three-point percentage, yet second in the league in points in the paint. So when they are able to get inside on a team, that is when they are at their most dangerous.
First free throw is good. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Crowder. Brewer hits them both. Here's Exum. He has 5. Ingles in the corner, beyond the arc, and they call over the back here. Too much contact.
And that's just all about positioning. He gets boxed out, can't fight around it, and gets the over-the-back call.
Well, so many foul calls, 50-50. Not that one. He barged right into him.
And Utah making a change here. Udo's checked in. They set the pick. And Jerebko has it in the corner. That 3 off the mark.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And Brewer kicks to Abrinas. Back to Brewer. That shot missing. The Jazz go the other way with it. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. The wide open look here for Ingles. Connects from 3-point range. Ingles has got 9.
And he's not going to miss those very often, even from deep. The D has to close out a little stronger on him.
Felton dishes to Adams. Pass to Abrinas. Outside Felton. And it's Grant in the corner. 4 on the clock. His 3-pointers off the mark. Jazz trail by 17. Exum with it. Now Felton defending. From deep, Ingles. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
Outside, Felton. Pass to Abrinas. Back to Adams. Over Udo. Knocked loose.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
Now, here's Ingles. Covered by Brewer. The shot's good from Jerebko.
Well, he's got wonderful touch from deep, right? And with his size, a defender has a hard time even bothering him on the perimeter.
Jumps up. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Jazz.
And there isn't a whole lot of positives that you can take away from his performance from the mid-range game so far. A lot of chances have come up empty for him, but he seems intent on taking jumpers out there. Something's got to give.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Both free throws good from Felton. Now Exum. He has 5. Utah calls timeout.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line. All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Ingles. How his last 10 games have gone. Averaging about 7 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Now, here's Exum. Just 4 to shoot. Shot from the wing. That one misses. Some solid defense from Grant. Shoots the 3. Abrinas with a bucket. Abrinas has got 9.
Listen, if you're open, Felton will find you. He has just such a great feel for the game.
Exum passes to Udo. Burks kicks to Udo. The Jazz working the ball around now. Dishes it to Exum. There's a screen. Back to Burks. The 3. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. Look at Oklahoma City. Here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the 4th best record in the conference. And, of course, there's the Jazz. They're much further down in the standings right now.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, they've done a good job staying relevant this season. I mean, I was concerned they'd suffer a drop-off, but give them credit. They've hung in here in this playoff race.
Resiliency has been crucial for this team. Anytime it looks like they may start to drag a little bit, they've picked it back up and stayed in the hunt.
Jazz trail by 14. Here's Exum on target from 13 feet. Exum's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, the rise up and fire from Dante Exum, something he needs to do if the defense gives him space.
Abrinas kicks to Collison. In the corner, it's Felton. There's the dish to Grant. Back to Felton. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
Well, that's just superb effort on the defensive end. You don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
Abrinas, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. First trip to the line for him here.
Two shots.
The first one falls. And so he makes both from the line. Jazz trail by 14. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
They set the pick. Jerebko kicks to Burks. Here's Exum. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Exum's got 10 points in the game.
Well, Dante Exum knocking down shots will put a smile on this team's face. He continues to work on the offensive end.
Grant with the ball. He's against Jerebko. Grant kicks to Abrinas. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Passes it to Udo. He kicks it to Ingles. Inside, Yarebko. And the lead is down inside single digits. Yarebko's got 5 points now in the quarter. The Thunder leading by 9. Felton with the ball. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He has 6.
Well, with that frame, outstanding strength by Ray Felton, working hard inside.
And he drains the 3, but let's see, they may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, they're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, and looking at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it. I know some folks don't like how replay slows the game down and interrupts the flow, but when you have it there, you got to use it.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We got a chance to get a great road win right now. We got to battle and fight and get down and dirty right now, right? Let's go. Energy's got to be better.
Words moments ago from Billy Donovan, feeling they have a good chance to take one here on the road, asking for more hustle.
Yeah, it's enough that you're going up against a team on their turf in front of such a hostile crowd. You have to give maximum effort.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. We've got Joe Ingles, Udo out there with Yarebko. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Mitchell in at the shooting guard. That's the group right now for Utah. He tries for 3. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 4th rebound in this one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Jazz trail by 10. Here's Mitchell, and it's sent back by George.
Paul George, tremendous vertical, Kevin. How fast does he get off his feet?
Grant kicks to George. Oklahoma City moving it around. Abrinas the pass to Felton. Screen by Grant. Felton dishes to George. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. For the Jazz, Rudy Gobert is checked in for Udo. Favors comes in for Yarebko. And it's Crowder in for Joe Ingles. Then for the Thunder, Patterson is checked in for Jeremy Grant. Andre Robertson comes in for Alex Abrinas. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Raymond Felton. Puts it up from 12. Favors can't get it to go. The Thunder leading by 10. There's the feed to George. Here's Robertson. Good on the shot.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Here's Favors. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Well, you love to see Derek Favors get these high-quality looks on the interior. How incredibly patient is this guy down on the block?
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. And that one falls for Favors. Here's Westbrook. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Outside, George. Patterson, the screen. Adams with the screen on Crowder. George passes to Adams. Feeds it to Patterson. Just 5 on the clock. From down in the low post, it goes. And the Thunder lead by 11. Jazz have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Here's Favors. Another miss by Utah. Thunder have gone 3 of 4 on field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Here's Patterson with that jam.
Get out of the way. You can see Russell Westbrook building the confidence of his teammates, fires it to them when they're open.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Westbrook against Rubio. Right side Favors. Misses from close range.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
George double teamed. Shoots over Crowder. The shot by George, no good. Jazz trail by 13. Crowder with it. George picks him up. Crowder dishes to Rubio. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. Here's Favors. And Adams sends it back. Here's Patterson in the corner. It's Westbrook. Shoots over Rubio. And Westbrook gets it to go. Westbrook's got 9 points here in the second half.
And I'll tell you, Westbrook not thrown off by a guy standing right in his grill. How about the concentration on a difficult shot?
Gobert the screen. Rubio against Westbrook. And Gobert kicks to Favors. It's good. Favors got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, Derek Favors is a polished scorer, and it matters not whether he's in the post or in the mid-range. This guy can fill it up.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Now the pass to George. To the paint. Stolen by Mitchell. He dishes it to Rubio. He feeds it to Gobert. Gobert the screen. George against Crowder. Stolen by George. By himself. And George with the stuff.
Well, Kevin, if you allow Paul George loose in fast break situations, he's an absolute force in the open floor.
Jazz trail by 15. Rubio outside. Kicks it to Favors. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. 18 points for Derek Favors.
I'll tell you, somebody on the defensive end has got to step in and try to get a body on him there.
Right side Westbrook. Pass to Patterson. Outside George. Here's Roberson. No good on the three.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Oklahoma City leading by 13. Screen by Adams. And George, here we go. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after.
I'll tell you, with the struggle he has had today, he probably won't be their #1 option as they look to close this game out.
Drops in the layup for 2. And the Thunder lead by 15.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Favors with the screen. Here's Mitchell. Misses off the right iron.
It's just been a frustrating day for him all the way around, and it's rubbed off now, I think, on the rest of the team.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Well, this has become a staple for Patrick Patterson. Tough work inside. You like to see him assert himself just like that.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
And Patterson drops them both.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Favors sets the pick for Crowder. Over George. Another miss by Utah.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
Now here's Patterson. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Off target from three-point range.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle.
On the wing, George. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Launches it. Derek Favors with the rebound. Jazz trail by 15. Outside Crowder. Pass to Rubio. Crowder sets a screen for Rubio. Mitchell from outside off the mark.
No question he's having a bad quarter, so somebody else needs to take charge of the scoring if they're going to cut into this deficit. This is what he does for this team. Provides consistent scoring that helps them get the lead and keep it.
Utah's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Gobert the screen. They set the pick, and Rubio kicks to Gobert. Dishes to Crowder. To the middle. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Steven Adams picks one up.
Well, you love Crowder's willingness to distribute the basketball. His vision allows him to set his teammates beautifully.
And when you look at Jay Crowder, he kind of bridges that gap between role player / star player. The numbers might not wow you, but his tough play at both ends of the court is extremely valuable.
And Greg, wouldn't you agree? Crowder clearly one of the best in the NBA in defending.
Without question. I mean, this guy guards 3 positions every night. And the combination of strength, quick feet, and then the quick hands make him a problem.
It's stolen by Gobert. Crowder against George. Shot by Crowder, no good. Oklahoma City leading by 14. And George, here we go. It doesn't go for him. Gobert with the defensive effort. The shot by Rubio. Bank shot, no good.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better. Hey, the defense is content to let him prove he can make that shot, and so far, he cannot.
Mitchell passes to Rubio. Favors with the screen. Gobert in the corner. Another miss by Utah.
They're not going to get away with many mistakes like that on the defensive end. You got to get out on him right there.
And George with the stuff.
How about Paul George? Puts it on the deck, uses that explosive quickness. This guy is really hard to contain.
Jazz trail by 16. Utah calls timeout. Well, Doris, beside what he brings to a team on the court, Steven Adams also helps the team in the locker room with his presence.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can hear it in the way Steven Adams interacts with both the press and his teammates. He's a very personable guy. There's a sharp wit to him that can help ease tension within a team or sometimes, if necessary, with the media.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be.
He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. They double him with George. Crowder against George. Lets it go from 11. Shot by Crowder, no good. The Thunder leading by 16. Outside Westbrook. Stolen by Mitchell. An even 3-on-3 break. Crowder with it. George picks him up. And it's Mitchell missing.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
It's Robertson, top of the key. George against Crowder. 5 to shoot. Back to George. Here's the 3. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Jazz trail by 19. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the shot is good. And it's now 23 points for Derek Favors.
Impressive athleticism from the big man. Derek Favors, aggressive, knifing into the paint.
Patterson dishes to Robertson. Patterson, the screen. The kick out to Westbrook. Passes to Patterson. Over Favors. Again, Oklahoma City.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Oklahoma City.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. They were disciplined and focused.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split, 2 games apiece.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Paul George.
Boy, what a security blanket this guy has been on the offensive end. He made sure they didn't suffer any cold spells. And anytime the offense started to get stagnant, they could get him the basketball, and he'd get them in the right position.
That free throw, no good. And the Jazz with some changes. Udo's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Urebko comes in for Crowder. And Alec Burks subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Brewer comes in for George. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And the second free throw, good.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Grant against Favors. And Raymond Felton the bucket on the assist by Grant. And the Thunder lead by 18.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
They grab their own miss, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And here is Felton. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Corey Brewer. Great job out there tonight. Seemed like the team was very cohesive. What's working?
You know, we play as a team. That's what we got to do to win games. And, you know, we're able to get up and down, play fast, and free-flow basketball. When we're knocking down shots, we're a really good team.
Corey, thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.